So for this video, we'll be talking about some basics on fractions. More specifically, we'll show some illustrations on how we can easily understand what fraction is. So first, let us define what we mean by fraction. So fraction is a representation of a part of a whole. So say if we have a circle out here and we split it into two parts. So this is the first part and this is the second part. So for instance, if we shade this part out here, then we can represent this shaded part as 1/2, since we have shaded only one part out here out of the two parts that we have divided. So this is 1/2 of the whole circle. Now note that this over here is called the numerator, and the bottom portion is called as the denominator. Also, note that this denominator cannot be equal to 0. Let's try more examples. So say if this time we divided this circle into 4 parts. So if we shade this region out here, this one is 1/4 of the whole circle. If we try to shade 2 more parts, this one and this one, we get 3/4, or that is 3/4 of the whole circle. Now, what if we only shade 2 of this? What we get is 2/4. But we could also note that this one, if we view this one in terms of only half, like this, so 2/4 actually becomes 1/2. And this idea that we did here is what we call lowest terms in fraction. Let's show more examples on lowest terms. So say if we have a rectangle out here and we divide it into 6 parts. So see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And say if we shade 3 of this, then this one becomes 3/6, or 3/6. But note that, we can also represent this one as a half, as we can shade this one out here. So we turn 3/6 into 1/2. Now what if I only shaded this 2 out of 6 parts? So this one is 2, 6. Can we still express this in lowest terms? In fact, yes, we can. But this time, we can divide it into these portions, wherein this one is counted as one portion out here. So this one actually becomes 1/3. So if you have not yet noticed it, the idea behind lowest terms is that we're trying to remove the common factor in it. So for this one, we know that 2 over 6 has a common factor of 2. So we remove the 2 out there and it becomes 1 over 3. But we'll discuss more on simplifying fractions or lowest terms in the following videos. This time, let's tackle something new. Say if we have 2 circles out here, wherein we both divide this 2 in halves, and say we shade this whole one out here, and this one is only 1. Then we know that this one out here is 2 over 2, and this one is 1 over 2. So when we combine these two, this one is actually 3 over 2. But note that 2 over 2 can also be represented as 1, since this is already 1 whole. So this one is also equal to 1 and 1/2. These two ideas is actually called, this one first is the improper fraction, and this one out here is the mixed fraction. This one is called improper fraction since the numerator is greater than the denominator. On the other hand, this one is called a mixed fraction because it contains a whole number and a fraction, so it's mixed. In the future lessons, we'll try to tackle more of these examples wherein we deal with improper fractions and mixed fractions, as well as converting an improper to mixed fraction and vice versa, because in this case we have seen that this improper fraction can be converted into a mixed fraction out here. So we'll do more examples of that in the future videos. Let's try one example on that mixed and improper fraction. So say if we have 2 rectangles out here, and this one is divided into 3 as well as this one. See if this one is, we shade the whole parts of this one, and we shade only one part of this one. So again, this one is represented by 3 over 3 or 1, and this one is represented by 1/3. So we can represent these two as 4 over 3 or 1 and 1/3. So again, for this video, we have first started to illustrate what fractions are in terms of some illustrations. We started with the most basic fractions, then we followed with defining what lowest terms is, and then we have shown some examples of mixed and improper fraction, especially when we're dealing with more than one whole. So in the future videos, we'll try to show more in-depth examples as well as harder examples like involving large numbers such as say 70 over 80, such as numbers like that. How to simplify them into their lowest terms, as well as numbers such as say 60 over 20 and converting this improper fraction to mix and such. So that is all for this video.